place that again, haven't I, Zeph? Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you've had a super fantastic sparkling tune-up Tuesday. And my nose is about to sneeze. Yes, no, maybe. Come on. It may come back. We never know. So how has your tune-up Tuesday been? How is your mindset? Have you done any tweaks and changes to your mindset today? What tune-ups did you do today to your business, to your mindset, to your way of thinking? To your personal life, just let us know in the comments below so we can celebrate with you, because we always like those little tweaks and changes. We've had a very, very good day today. So after our Facebook Live this morning, we took off, picked up the mail, came back, dropped off the background check. And one of the things that was in the mail was something that I had sent to myself because I wanted to see how it was going to turn out before I start sending these out. And this is one of the new laser engraved products, and it's this wine tumbler, or it does hot and cold. But see, you got this nice little wine tumbler thing here. It is a wine tumbler. It comes with a little sippy cup top thing there. That on however you want to put it on. But the cool part is you can laser engrave it, and all of our laser engraved products are up to 26 characters. So this is part of a black and gold set, and that there's cards with black and gold on them, and then this has got, I don't know if you can see this, but see how it says that. Look at that, isn't that gorgeous? So this is part of a business thank you set that I created. There's cards that go with it, and I can show you one of the cards. Of course, it's got my name all over it because I sent it to myself. But this is the black and gold card to go with the black and gold tumbler. Isn't that cool? And of course, I always send myself sample ones when I make them up so I can see how they turned out. And then it's got the gold on the inside with the white writing. And then on the back, I did the white writing. And as you can see, I made a mistake because I put here that you could place your logo here, and I forgot to put my logo there. So note to self, you tell people there's a logo in there and you forgot to put it in there. And then I realized I had the wrong email address on there, but that's okay. That's okay. That one works too. So I was really wrapped. This is a matte black finish on it, but I loved how the writing on this came out. So you can have it go with the cards. And these cards we've got, I've got one with a customized envelope. I've got them with postcards, just something that I can stick with the laser products. And then there's I don't have the wine box because I don't drink wine. And it's got all the tools and stuff in it, but the wine box is big enough that it will fit 2 of these inside the wine box. And the wine box can be engraved as well. So I thought that's really, really cool. But I like how that has turned out, and that's the italic font. We've got the italic in the script, and that's the italic font. But I liked how that turned out, and I thought it was actually going to be silver, but it turned out gold. So I was like, yes, it goes with that stuff. So that was in my mail today. So I was super excited to get that because I've been wanting to. Everybody been talking about these wine tumblers, and I've been wanted to get one. But they're 16 ounces, I think. That's what they are. I'm going to hand wash them. Do not microwave. Well, that's a good thing to know. I don't microwave anyway, so. Or if I do, it's very rarely. But yeah, they're about 16 ounces. But in these matte black, and they're really, really cool and look really cool. So I was absolutely wrapped with that today. So on the way back from picking up my mail, I stopped in at the office, finally got my background check paperwork dropped off, and they called me an hour and a half later to say everything had been approved because they told me it would take up to 2 weeks. And I'm like thinking, okay, well, that puts me past the 1st of June, which is my checkout date here. And I thought, what am I going to do if 1st of June comes around and I still don't have the thing back? They called me an hour and a half later. Everything was approved. I was like, yes. So they said, so if you come up to the office, we'll give you a list of the sites that are available so you can go and pick out which site you want. And so I went down. They gave me a list of 9 sites to go and check out. One of them actually had a RV on it. So I'm not sure if that RV is leaving before June 1st or not. But I don't think I wanted that site anyway. I kind of had a look at it. And so I came back here so I could see, and unfortunately, they're all on the opposite side of the road, which means they're all going to be south-facing sites because they're all even numbers and they're all sites. And there's no north-facing sites, which is what I'm on right now, which means that the sun comes up on the passenger side over here and is around completely off the passenger side by the time of the day, which is somewhere around 2 o'clock, when you on windy days when you got to look at pulling the awning in. And last time I stayed at this campground, I was, in fact, that side is one of the ones that's available, is the one I stayed on last time, which is a south-facing one. And what annoyed me is like around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, I had to pull the awning in like every single day because the wind comes from the south, and when you are so it comes from the southwest, so it would pick up the awning. But here, because it's coming from the southwest, we're a little protected, so it can get a little stronger before it starts affecting the awning. We've got to bring it in. So most days we can actually leave the awning out, which is kind of nice because it also acts as a shade onto the car in the afternoons and stuff. But all of the sites that are available are all south-facing, and I'm like, oh crap, I really didn't want. I just wanted just one that was north-facing, but no, they don't have any. And no, I can't use this one because I use it for transient people, or short terms, not annuals. And they don't have certain sites that they use for annual people. So tonight, when we're out for our walk, which we just got back from, we ended up taking this extra long walk because we were going and visiting the 9 sites and taking photographs. I took a photograph of the number of the site, then I took a photograph of the site, took a photograph of the patio, because they come with concrete patios, and some of them were more cracked and broken up than others. And then I had to look to see where the lampposts were in relation to the site as well, because I'd been at other campgrounds that are run by the same company that runs this one. And sorry, my dog's decided to play with her Kong. If you hear any thumping, she's playing with her Kong. She's throwing it to pounce on. So I had a look at the different sites and stuff, looked to see where the lampposts were, and there was only one affected by a lamppost, and I wouldn't take that site anyway because of where the lamppost is positioned. I would have difficulty getting the car, getting Bluebird in and out with where the lamppost is in conjunction with the concrete slab that's for your patio, because they don't want you driving on the concrete slab. And there's no way I could safely get the car in and out without hitting the lamppost. So it's a very tight fit, and I thought, okay, that one's completely off the list, which was okay too because the patio was pretty broken up as well. So I've taken photos of those tonight, so now I can have a sit down and have a look at them and see which ones would provide, what's on the west side of the site. I'm not so worried about the east side, but more what's on the west side of the site that can help protect sparkle, the elements like the wind and the sun and things like that. And there's one site that's got these nice big palm trees up, which would help a little bit, but it's the only one that kind of has any sort of shelter. The other ones are like wide out in the open. And then there was another one that had a nice high wooden fence at the back of it, which was for the park model that's behind it. And I thought, well, that would be really cool because it means I could sit out on my patio and I wouldn't be exposed to everybody. I wouldn't have to worry about people behind me looking at my patio when we're out there, when they're in their backyard and that sort of thing. So provided some sort of semi-privacy, which I kind of like, because all the other ones were either completely open at the back or they had these little fences for their little dogs. And I'm thinking like, great. So every time we go in and out of the RV, and if their dogs are out, they'll be going at Zeffie, and Zeffie will hear them barking and trying to get out the windows to have a look at these dogs, and it would drive her crazy. But with the bigger fence up there, we're going to have a little more privacy, and Zeffie won't be looking for these invisible dogs that she can't, well, the dogs that she can't see. Just hears them barking, so she will get more exercise that way too. So yeah, so we went outside shopping. So there's a couple of potentials out there that we liked. So we're just going to sit on it tonight, have a look at the photographs that we took, and make a decision within the next day or two as to which one we're going to move to. But we don't move to that site until June 1st, when the annual rental will start. So so the next thing is I have to call them up and let them know which site I would like. And but yeah, they gave me all the unoccupied sites, and one of them had a vehicle on it, so I'm sort of like, well. And then there was another one that, because of the people that were next to it in their vehicle area, they had like cars, a couple of motorbikes, and it was sort of like a little, and I felt like this side would be too close to their vehicles. And with me having to go out to access the lockers that are underneath this slide, or to access the drainage area where the drains are, to empty the tanks and everything else, I thought, that could get a little sort of like, and they look like they're there for a long, long, long time because they've got covers on everything that's outside. So I thought, well, I'm just not going to do that one either. So, process of elimination, quality of the patio. Is it how exposed is it? What's on either side of it? Especially what's on the west side that can help protect from the sun and that sort of thing. So we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for us for today. It's now dinner time. Zeffie did not try and sneak around the car tonight. All the other nights she's edged her way towards, like she'll look at me and then she'll just like take a couple of steps towards the car and then start slowly trying to move her way around. I just let her have the leash and just go, okay, let's see what happens here. But tonight she didn't try, although when I opened the doors and told her it was time to go inside, she kind of like looked at the car and then looked at me, and it just meant not happening tonight. I was too thirsty. It's only been like 10% humidity or 12% humidity or something today. So very, very dry conditions here. They've got the air quality alert thing out till this evening with the ozone warnings and everything else. So that makes it difficult for me to breathe. And the allergies are like through, and the stuff that I react to with my allergies is like through the roof right now. So that's why I'm a little hoarse and having problems with the sniffles and everything else. But there'll be some lavender, lemon, and peppermint oils taken tonight before I go to bed, because they've been helping keep my sinuses clear, and I'm not waking up with sinus headaches in the middle of the night due to allergies and stuff. But I do have to tell you a funny story about this little one down here. So I went to bed last night, and I have this nice big body pillow that I sleep with, because because I'm a side sleeper, so it helps keep my spine in alignment. Plus, it's very comfortable to snuggle up to too. And I had put it in the bed. I had the bed all ready for me to come and get into bed. So I had got the bed ready for sleeping, and I go in there last night, and Zeffie is like as far over against my pillow as she could possibly get, and her head was underneath the sheet and the comforter. And I have a very thin comforter on the bed. It's just a sheet and a thin comforter, and her head was tucked in underneath there next to the body pillow. It was the cutest thing. I thought, she has never gotten that close. Normally she stays on her bed area, but she was like half on her bed area, half on my bed area, sleeping on top of one of her blankets with her head tucked underneath my sheet and blanket. And normally she tries to get her head underneath. She'll arrange her blanket so she can put her head underneath it. I was in there moving around and I saw this, and so I came out, got my camera, went back, took a couple of pictures, and managed to even reach out and take a picture of her from above, so you could see that her eyes were completely, because I left a little bedside lamp on, and her eyes were completely in the dark. So obviously that little, yeah. So if I can get in there when she's not sleeping and get the bed set up ready for thing, then I turn the light on, and I'm not worried about the light in that, because I figure she'll figure out how to hide her eyes and that sort of thing. But if I feel guilty when I go in there to get the bed ready and she's in there asleep already, and I go and turn that little light on because it's bright. So these bright little LED lights in there. And I kind of feel guilty leaving that there. So I just kind of like throw a blanket over her to give her some darkness over her eyes so she's not blinded by the light. But yeah. Oh, what's this? I just realized this. I have a purple stapler, right? And I have a purple Post-it. Look, they match. I'm just sitting here looking at that. I didn't think you discover. Anyway, I'm off to get some dinner. I'm going to make myself a very nice charcuterie board tonight with some prosciutto and some cheeses, some rice crackers. What else have I got over there? Some baby carrots, some tomatoes, some avocado. What else have I got? Something else I'm missing. Oh, I finished the dried apricot, so I don't have any of those. I'd find some other dry fruit. But anyway, so I'm going to make myself a quick charcuterie board so I can sit down and munch on that and go and enjoy the TV series that I'm enjoying right now, which is, it's actually quite funny. Unless you understand British humor, you may not like it. Plus, it's very politically incorrect in a lot of what it says. And I love the beginning of one of the episodes. It comes up and says, the views in this program were appropriate for the time that this was filmed. I thought that's brilliant. The views in this episode are appropriate for the time that this episode was filmed. In other words, it may not be appropriate today, so watch with your, proceed with caution. But anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. We'll catch you guys back here early tomorrow morning for Winning Wednesday.